Right now, your brain is lying to you about your next big decision. It's convincing you that you're being logical and thorough, when really, you're falling into the same mental traps that have derailed countless careers, relationships, and financial futures. Behavioral economists have cataloged over 200 cognitive biases, but there are 5 that are responsible for most regrettable decisions. Once you know their names and how they operate, you can catch them in the act and use the 5 Bs: banish, buffer, best, bring in, and break up, to counteract these biases and make decisions your future self will thank you for. Big bad decision bias number 1, option blindness, aka availability bias. You've just inherited $100,000 and need to invest it for your retirement. Right away, your mind jumps to the usual suspects: tech stocks you've seen on CNBC and some ETFs you've bought before. It feels like you're weighing smart options, but you really have tunnel vision. Your brain gravitates to options that are easily available and easy to recall. Once it finds a couple of familiar options that are good enough, it stops looking, even if better ones are hiding just out of sight. The book Decisive by Chip and Dan Heath taught me to counteract this bias by temporarily banishing easily available options and being forced to find one promising alternative. So, if you were simply not allowed to invest in tech stocks or ETFs, where would you invest your money now? This mental simulation might get you to ask around and have a friend introduce you to a private real estate fund that's been quietly generating between 12 to 20% a year for the past 10 years and will allow you to diversify your stock market-dominated portfolio. Big bad bias number 2, chronic underestimating, aka the planning fallacy. You leave your job to become a full-time life coach, assuming you'll land 10 clients within 2 months using social media and referrals. 6 months later, you've had a few discovery calls, 1 paying client, and are burning through savings. Had you known how long it would actually take, you might have made a different decision. We base big decisions on best-case scenarios. Our minds inherently hate delays, interruptions, procrastination, and unexpected problems, so we don't give them much weight when planning. In other words, when we don't like that something might happen, we're less likely to believe it will happen, so we chronically underestimate timelines and costs. This is known as the planning fallacy, and Daniel Kahneman talks about it at length in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. Counteract the planning fallacy by looking at a promising option and asking, if pursuing this option took 50% longer and cost 50% more than I think, would it still be worth it? That 50% margin might sound high, but studies and postmortems across industries, from software to construction, show it's a realistic buffer. The third decision-making bias we must battle is initial preferencing, aka confirmation bias. Imagine that you're deciding whether to start a business on your own or with a friend. The idea of teaming up sounds fun right away, and over the next few weeks, you search for stories of successful co-founders. You're not weighing pros and cons, you're just finding reasons to say yes to what already felt right. We usually make big decisions within minutes, based largely on an emotional response, and then spend days or weeks gathering information to support that first feeling. In doing so, we might miss a better option, one that didn't feel exciting right away, but was actually a smarter fit. Luckily, we can counter initial preferencing by looking at other options one at a time and asking a powerful question. What would have to be true for this to be the best option? It's a strategy from Roger Martin, author of Creating Great Choices, and it forces you to see the benefits of the other options you're not considering. Going back to the business partner scenario, instead of just rushing into a business partnership, you stop and ask, what would have to be true for going solo to be the best choice? You realize that if you had outside accountability and hired part-time help, you'd move faster and keep full control. Decision-making bias number 4, short-termism, aka temporal discounting. You're debating whether to go back to school for an MBA. Your current job is comfortable and pays well, but you've hit a ceiling. The MBA could unlock higher-level roles and potentially add millions to your lifetime income, but you hesitate because 2 years of student loans, late nights, and a serious pay cut weighs heavier than any long-term gain. We often fail to weigh our options logically because we prioritize short-term convenience over long-term benefits. To counteract this tendency, try imagining that a trusted friend is making the decision for you. This friend knows exactly what you want out of life and genuinely wants what's best for you. Imagining a friend is deciding for you allows you to temporarily step outside your immediate emotions and the overwhelm of short-term fear. A wise, caring, and calm friend who is making the MBA decision for you might say, "Get the MBA." It might seem scary initially, but you'll be happy you did it 5 years from now. The final bias we must battle is early overcommitment, aka the overconfidence bias. You've got a brilliant idea for a niche coffee shop in your neighborhood. You're sure it'll work, and it's all you can think about. So you sign a 3-year lease, spend $40,000 on renovations, and hire 2 full-time employees before opening day. But 2 months in, foot traffic is half what you expected. You're bleeding cash and feel stuck. You can't back out because you're tied to the long-term commitments you made during your initial wave of excitement. Far too often, we enter decisions feeling 90 to 99% confident things will work out, when our actual odds of success are much lower. The brain craves certainty, so it manufactures false confidence and sees no problem making a large commitment. Counter early overcommitting by searching for the smallest possible commitment at first, no matter how certain you feel. Small initial commitments allow you to pivot or reverse course if you're wrong, at minimal cost. Instead of signing a big coffee shop lease, start with a 6-month pop-up inside a shared retail space. Lease equipment month to month, hire part-time help, and set a clear decision point. If I don't hit $10,000 in sales by month 3, I won't proceed with the full retail lease. In the end, whenever you're about to make a decision with real consequences, use the 5 B's to maximize your long-term happiness and fulfillment. Banish easily available options to counteract option blindness and discover better uses for your time and money. Buffer your time estimates by 50% to account for inevitable delays your optimistic mind wants to forget. Best case each option by asking, what would have to be true for this to be the best choice? Bring in an imaginary friend to make the decision for you to see past short-term fear. And then break up your decision into a series of smaller, low-cost commitments so you can pivot if things don't work as well as you believe they will. Those are the remedies to the top 5 biases that sabotage big decisions. If you would like a 1-page PDF summary of these remedies, just click the link in the description below and I'll email it to you. If you already subscribe to the free Productivity Game newsletter, this PDF is in your inbox. Feel free to share this video and that 1-page PDF with a friend who is struggling with a big decision.